Medical responders returning from the Haiti earthquake said that they needed to find health information quickly, yet some were unaware of key resources available on their mobile devices. The National Library of Medicine, or NLM, of the National Institutes of Health collects and organizes biomedical information, providing tools, resources, and services. The Disaster Information Management Research Center of the NLM, also known as DIMRIC, develops innovative products and services and conducts research for disaster health information management. There is a website for disaster applications. Some can be downloaded and have standalone content. Others require internet connectivity. For example, Wiser and REM can be installed on your mobile device, and Medline Plus has a mobile web version.
Check your knowledge. The National Library of Medicine Center related to disaster health information is called the Disaster Information Management Research Center.
Although the NLM has many resources, today we will review just 5 of them. Wiser for hazardous materials identification and response. REM for diagnosis and treatment of radiation injuries. PubMed Mobile for citations from biomedical articles. And Medline Plus for consumer health information in English, Spanish, and more. Emergency Access Initiative, activated in major disasters, provides access to medical journals, ebooks, and databases. Let's start with a scenario. A tropical storm has been upgraded to a hurricane. There are record flood levels. Mass evacuations and temporary shelters are required. There are leaks from underground storage tanks, and a nuclear power plant may have been damaged. Your response unit has been deployed. You are the Disaster Health Information Specialist. Becoming a Disaster Health Information Power user will require training, practice, and experience. This video is just a brief introduction to key resources. It will help you find disaster health information fast, use that information on mobile resources, and find more information and training. As you and your team are en route, you run across what looks like it might be an oil spill. Your first inclination is to enter terms into Google. Oily, brown, smells like fish, making my throat burn. But the million-plus results from Google aren't helping. Wiser is a key resource for hazardous materials identification, response, and victim treatment. You've downloaded Wiser, the wireless information system for emergency responders, onto your mobile device previously, and signed up for the Wiser listserv for updates. Because Wiser is updated often, you have checked for newer features. For example, on the iPad, this is the interface. This version of Wiser includes customizable user profiles, including hospital provider and preparedness profiles. With this release, there's integration of Wiser with content from Chemical Hazardous Emergency Medical Management, or CHEM, and the latest Emergency Response Guidebook, or ERG, is included. You choose Profile at the top right of the screen. Select First Responder, and then Done. Select the Help Identify icon. Now select Help Identify Chemical. Wiser can help identify 438 chemicals. You narrow your results by selecting properties of the substance, symptoms from the exposure, and other features. Click on Properties. Select State. The spill is oily, so choose Liquid, Viscous. We have now reduced from 438 to 52 possible chemicals. Click Color and select Brownish. Now we've narrowed it to 14 possible chemicals. Under Property, select Odor next. There is a fishy odor. Now go back to Symptoms. Choose the body area, the throat. Choose Throat Irritation. And then select the final symptom, which is chest pain. Wiser identifies that your spill is either crude oil or oleum. When there is more than one choice, select the chemical as if it is the one that is most hazardous, in this case, oleum. Your results tell you to avoid inhalation, ingestion, and do not use water on the material. Wiser also describes protective equipment and clothing.
Check your knowledge. If you wanted to use an interactive resource to determine the composition of an unknown spill, the best option would be Wiser.
REM is used for diagnosis and treatment of radiation injuries. REM stands for Radiation Emergency Medical Management. Be sure to review the web version, which is very comprehensive. A limited version of REM is available for download for your computer or mobile device as Mobile REM. Please note that the web and mobile versions are not equivalent. REM contains radiation, contamination, and exposure management algorithms, triage for adults and children, isotopes of interest, countermeasures, and more. You will use the dose estimator. You have a patient who was exposed to radiation at 9 a.m. today and began vomiting at 1 p.m. You enter 9 a.m. as the time the exposure began, and since vomiting began at 1 p.m., you enter 1300 hours in international or military time. Click Estimate Exposure Dose. REM responds that the patient received approximately 2.2 gray units of radiation with a likely range of 1.7 to 2.7. Click Get Suggested Treatment. Your results from REM say that because there are less than 100 victims, we had one patient with no injury, the treatment guidance is prophylactic antibiotics.
Check your knowledge. If you wanted to find a dose estimator for radiation exposure, you could go to REM.
Now back to our scenario. After heavy rainfall, cities are in standing water. You've been asked for articles on disease outbreaks from flooding. We will show a basic PubMed search of biomedical articles using PubMed Mobile. PubMed Mobile has a web-optimized version for mobile devices. PubMed has millions of citations for the biomedical literature. Some articles are available free through your mobile device. Start your search by typing disease outbreaks, floods in the search box. For PubMed Mobile, do not use abbreviations or include punctuation, capitalization, or Boolean terms such as and, or not. You can filter by free full text or by review articles. You retrieve 89 article citations, of which 30 are free full text. You select the third article. Press Show All, and the entire article is displayed. This is available to us anywhere we have web access. We also could do a search in advance and download the article. Our search was a very basic approach to PubMed, developed for those who have only limited access through a mobile device. But the web version of PubMed is a rich and multifaceted database. To become a power user of PubMed, it is best to spend some time with PubMed tutorials.
Check your knowledge. To conduct a basic search on, you would use specific terms, avoiding medical jargon or abbreviations, and punctuation. PubMed Mobile.
Next, you stop at a school that is in use as a temporary shelter. The shelter aid workers are concerned about the effect of the storm on the mental health of the children. They ask you to find some information for the children's parents. Medline Plus is used for consumer health information in English and Spanish. Let's take a look at the web version of Medline Plus. It shows health topics, a medical dictionary, a medical encyclopedia, information on drugs and supplements, videos, and more. In addition to almost 1,000 health topics, there is also a special section on disasters. Medline Plus is also available in Spanish. In comparison to the web version, the mobile version of Medline Plus is not as comprehensive, but still includes core features such as health topics, drug information, a medical dictionary, and current news. Or you can use the search box. Here you type in Traumatic Events Child and select the second item, and scroll to find the recommendations for parents. Some disasters and emergencies are widespread. When regional medical libraries are affected and cannot provide services, the National Library of Medicine helps provide a solution. The Emergency Access Initiative, or EAI, provides access to medical journals, electronic books, and patient care databases. This collaborative partnership between the NLM and participating publishers provides free access to biomedical information for healthcare professionals and libraries affected by disasters. It is only activated during a major disaster or emergency, so it is important to remember to check this site to see if it is active and for how long. You must first agree to the terms, and users may not use the site for commercial gain or download resources for future use. The Emergency Access Initiative includes hundreds of electronic journals, dozens of electronic books, such as this one on emergency medicine and disaster preparedness, and several clinical information databases.
Check your knowledge. The initiative, with free access to select health information resources activated only during a disaster emergency, is the Emergency Access Initiative.
Although the NLM has many resources, today we introduced WISER for hazardous materials, REM for radiation injuries, a basic PubMed search of the vast biomedical literature, Medline Plus for consumer health information, and the Emergency Access Initiative, a comprehensive full-text resource activated in widespread disasters and emergencies. The National Library of Medicine has made its most used resources and tools available for use on mobile devices. To keep current with changes to these resources and to learn when the EAI is activated, join the National Library of Medicine's Disaster Outreach Listserv at http://disasterinfo.nlm.nih.gov/dimric/dimric-listserv.html. More in-depth training is available from the National Library of Medicine, and more training specifically on disaster health information tools is available at http://calendar.med.miami.edu/dhicme. This class is divided into modules on each of the topics we covered here today and even more.